Hello friends, this video on carbon and its compound part 12 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Before watching this video, please make sure that you have watched part 1 to part 11. And there are various types of formula for hydrocarbons. One is the molecular formula where we write the actual number of the atom present, for example C2H4 is a molecular formula. Then we have structural formula where we actually write the structure of these, for example ethene, I wrote the structure of these, right? Then I have electron dot formula where I write in this fashion. The carbon electrons, if you see, there are 8 electrons here. For this guy also there are 8 electrons here. For hydrogen, this guy is the 8 electron here. For this hydrogen, this guy is 2 electron. This hydrogen 2 and this guy 2. This is how we write the electron dot formula. And then I have condensed formula where it is somewhat short form structural formula. For example, this I have structural formula, right? And just condense it. So this is CS2, this is a double bond, so I'll just show the double bond, then write CS2. I'll tell you why this helps, why we need structural formula, because every time you can't draw. And there's a difference between this and this, because we'll explain to you why if I have a bigger number of carbons, then this can form different structures. With the structural formula, at least you can write it and you can understand which I'm talking about. I'll explain that. For time, you can understand that we have something called molecular formula, structural formula, electron dot formula, and condensed formula for any hydrocarbon. So I talked about electron dot formula. So there are steps to write the electron dot formula. First is to write the electron configuration of all the atoms present in the molecule. Once it is done, find how many electrons are required to attain noble gas configuration, right? And then first complete the noble gas configuration for all hydrogen atoms, and then my remaining with the carbon. So it's similar to the steps we follow to write the electron dot formula, the covalent bond formula, but here the only extra part here is first I'll try to bond hydrogen and carbon, and then I'll try to bond carbon and carbon with double, single, triple bond, whatever is required as per the question. Correct? Similar to the covalent bond thing. The only thing is in this case first I try to find the bond between hydrogen and carbon, and then with a carbon. So carbon hydrogen is first and second is carbon. Correct? Same thing here also, shared electrons are counted in the valence shell of both the atoms sharing it. For example, hydrogen and carbon share it, so when you count it, so we'll check in both the cases because it's shared. Same thing, right? Similar stuff. So let's take the example of ethane. I have to draw the electron dot structure of ethane. Ethane is my C2H6. This is my ethane. If you don't remember the formula, just leave it. I'll explain the next few slides the IUP's name. Then you'll understand this formula of ethane. Then this is ethane actually. Or you assume that you don't know the name ethane, you just are given this compound name C2H6, so you are supposed to write the electron dot structure. So I have my carbon, hydrogen. I'll put 6 hydrogens. Correct? Hydrogen has 1 electron, I'll put here. Carbon has 4 electron. Right? I'll put in this star fashion. 1, 2, 3, 4. The first thing is you join the bond between carbon hydrogen. So now with this the hydrogen satisfied, hydrogen satisfied. Now this guy is also satisfied, and this hydrogen is satisfied. Now if you see this carbon 4, it had its own, 5, 6, 7, 3 it got from a different hydrogen. It has 7 now. It needs 8 but, right? So it will form a bond with single bond with carbon. Why? Because it had 7 and it requires 8, so only 1 is extra required, so it will form a single bond with carbon, and there's only 1 carbon left there, 1 electron left. And thus if you see now, this carbon has 8, this carbon also has 8, 4 it had its own, 5, 6, 7 and this 8. 3 it got from hydrogen and 1 this guy got from this carbon, so it had 8 now. The next is, let's draw the electron dot structure of ethene. So ethene is C2H 4, right? Yeah. So I have 2 carbon atoms. I have hydrogen. Hydrogen, let me pair like this. Hydrogen has 1, 1, 1, 1. Right? Carbon is has 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's pair hydrogen first. Carbon, hydrogen, carbon, hydrogen, carbon, hydrogen. Because the rule says first you pair carbon, hydrogen. Now if you see that there are 2 electrons here on each, so let's bond this guy too with a double bond. And now if you see, carbon has now 8 electrons. 4 its origin, 2 it got from hydrogen, shared from hydrogen, and 2 it shared from this carbon. Similarly, this carbon also will have 8 electrons, and this, if you see, this is the structure of ethene. The next is ethyne, C2H2. So I have 2 carbon, 2 hydrogens. This guy has 1, this guy has 1. Carbon has 3, 4. This carbon also has 4. Right? So first thing is we should join this guy. Join these guys. Now you see there are 3 electrons here, 3 here. So let's join these. So if you see there's a triple bond form here. And now if you see this guy carbon, it got 8 electrons. Why? 4 it had, 1 it shared with this hydrogen 5, and 3 it shared with this carbon 5 plus 3 8. Similarly for this carbon also, 4 it had, 3 it shared with this carbon, and 1 it shared with this hydrogen. So this is the formula I got. Correct. So the question is ethane with the molecular formula is this, is how many covalent bond. So let's draw the formula of ethane. We just drew it actually. So I'll draw it fast. This is the formula of ethane. 2 carbon, 6 hydrogen. Saturated. Now the question is how many covalent bond? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the answer is 7. So this guy is my answer. So in such question where you are asked that this particular formula is how many covalent bond, draw the structure and get the formula. That's the best thing. Correct? Now the question is you find the alkynes in this. As I told, alkynes, you see the rememberative I have alkane, alkene, then alkyne. Correct? AEY. This guy. So it has the formula CnH 2n minus 2. Correct? Because it has 2n plus 2. 2n. This guy is 2n minus 2. So let's see which one fits. Correct? CH4. My n is equal to 1. So I put n is equal to 1, it becomes C into 1, H into 2 minus 2, 0. CH0, that means it is not there. Put C is equal to 2, put C is equal to 2, this becomes C2, H, 2 into 2, 4, 4 minus 2, 2. Correct? So C2H6 is not the one. With C2 it has to be C2H2. This is correct. C2H4 is also not the one because if I take 2 carbon, hydrogen will be 2. Let's take C4H6. C4H becomes 2 into 4, 8 minus 2, 6. C4H6, yes. So these are my answer. I hope you understand. Use this formula. I applied the value of N1 for this case, 2 for this case, and I found that in case of these and these, this formula matches. Other cases, the formula is not matching. So these are my alkynes. Thank you. Visit examfear.com to watch free educational videos, try free online tests, get the best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors, and much more. Thanks once again.